today we're gonna crochet this amigurumi bee. So I'm gonna give you guys all the instructions, the complete tutorial on how to make this cute bee. These are the colors I'm using today, and as I'll explain in the video as well, you can decide if you want to do different color combinations. If you want to do the original yellow with black, it's totally up to you. This is what I'm gonna go with today, but you can use this tutorial and make your bee in whatever color combination you prefer. You can also change the eye size. I'm using 12mm safety eyes, but you can use whatever you'd like. You can add cheeks, a smile, make this your own personal bee. So this is what we're gonna make today. I'm really excited. Let's get started. So for this project, you're gonna need 3 colors of yarn, a color for the main body, a color for the stripe, and for the wings. So I'm going to do yellow for the main body, this variegated color for the stripe, and then white for the wing. The reason I'm not doing black is because black is a little bit hard to catch on camera when you're trying to show stitches, so I decided to do this variegated color instead. But of course you can make your bee in any color you wish. You're going to need 1 pair of safety eyes. I think I'm going to go with these 12mm safety eyes, but you can use any size. I'm also going to use a 5mm crochet hook. Again, you can use whatever crochet hook you feel more comfortable using. And then a pair of scissors and polyester fiber fill. So let's get started. Okay, so to start the body, I'm going to use this really pretty buttercup yarn by I Love This Yarn. It's very soft, and I do in fact love that yarn. So the very first thing, we're going to start with row 1. It's going to be 6 single crochet in a magic ring. So this is not a tutorial on how to do a magic ring. I am just going to go through the stitches like if you already are familiar with how to do the stitches. But really quickly, the way I do my magic ring is I hold the yarn right here with my thumb, cross it over as you can see like this, so that's what it looks like in the back. I'll just hold the excess yarn right here and I twist my yarn like so. So that's how I personally do my magic ring. There are a lot of tutorials that will go in depth on it, but let's just put 6 single crochet in the magic ring, and that is row 1. Okay, so you finished row 1. Now it's time for round 2, which is going to be increasing in each of the 6 stitches. So at the end of round 2, you should have 12 stitches. So I just put 1 single crochet. I'm going to do a second in that same stitch. So same for this next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet and then a second single crochet in that same stitch. So I just did 4, and I'm going to keep doing that until I have 12. For round 3, I'm going to go ahead and start using a stitch marker, and the way I do that is pull up my stitch. I'm going to go through here, and I just use a piece of yarn and grab it, pull it through. I like to use yarn when I'm trying to work a little quicker because it's you can pull it out really quick once you're crocheting, but I do enjoy using stitch markers as well, but just for this tutorial I'm going to use a piece of yarn. So round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet increase, 1 single crochet increase. You're going to continue that all around until you have 18 stitches at the end of the row. So 1 single crochet in the first stitch, increase in the second stitch, which is just doing 2 single crochet in that same stitch. So just repeat that all the way around. So at my last 2 stitches, I just did the 1 single crochet and then this stitch where we had the yarn is going to be an increase to finish the round. Pull up the yarn and insert your little stitch marker for the next round. So round 4 is going to be 2 single crochet increase, so very similar to what we just did, but adding an extra single crochet. So 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet increase. You're going to continue that all the way around. At the end of round 4, you're going to have 24 stitches. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, increase. Okay, I'm at the very end of the round and I have 3 stitches left, so it's 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, and then we're going to increase right where that yarn came out, that stitch marker. So increase on the last stitch. Pull up and insert the stitch marker. Round 5 is 3 single crochet increase, 3 single crochet increase. You're going to continue that sequence all the way around. At the end of round 5, we're going to have 30 stitches. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then increase on that 4th stitch. And continue that all the way around. So now we're at the end of round 5, and again it's just going to be 3 single crochet and then increase on that 4th and last stitch. 3 single crochet and then increase on the last stitch. Perfect. Okay, so now time for round 6. Round 6 is going to be the last round where we are increasing. So it's going to be 4 single crochet increase, 4 single crochet increase, continue that all the way around. At the end of round 6, you should have 36 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, increase. So continue that sequence all the way around. Okay, so rounds 7 through 8 are going to be identical. All you're going to be doing is single crocheting in each stitch all around. So at the end of both rounds, you should have 36 stitches. We're not increasing anywhere, we're just single crocheting. So 2 rounds of single crocheting. Okay, so at the end of round 8, we're gonna do a color change on that very last stitch. So I'm gonna put this down for a second and I'm gonna grab the yarn that I'm using for the stripe. As you can see, I just wanna make a note, I am using 2 different yarn brands. They're both, actually this one is a different brand as well. They're all worsted weight yarn, so it should be fine. I tend to mix and match my yarn all the time. Just as long as they're the same weight of yarn, your project will come out perfect. So I'm gonna pull some yarn so you can use it for the stripe. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna color change on that very last stitch. So the way that I color change, I pull my hook through, grab the original color through, then I get the yarn that we're color changing to, I lay it down, So I'm gonna hold it down with my index finger. Of course, this is slightly different depending on the way you crochet and the way you hold your hook, but this is the way I do it, and then I just pull it through. So I'm gonna do that one more time so you guys can see. On that last stitch, so I pull the original yarn, the yellow, through, grab the yarn that we're color changing to, just lay it down and pull it through. So that way, that very last stitch of that row is still yellow. So that's why we did our color change at the end of the last row. So you can see that last stitch is yellow. And then for round 9, the very first stitch is in a color change. So for round 9 and 10, you're gonna do single crochet all the way around in your new color. You don't have to cut this yarn because we're gonna go back to it. If it bothers you hanging there, you can go ahead and cut it. Personally, I just keep crocheting with it there. And like I said, for round 9 through 10, you're gonna do single crocheting around. So I'll meet you when we get to the end of round 10. So I have 2 more stitches of round 10. So I'm gonna do 1, and then this is the final stitch. So we're gonna do the color change back to the original color. So I'm going to put my hook through, pull the original yarn, grab the new yarn that we're using, and pull that through. So really easy way to color change. And now for rounds 11 through 12, it's gonna be the same thing, we're just single crocheting around. So again, at the end of round 11 and 12, you should have 36 stitches because we're not increasing or decreasing, we're simply single crocheting around to build up the body of the bee. And I do realize I forgot to let you guys know what color this is. It's a super pretty color. It's called Lotus Blossom. So that's what I'm using for the color change. But again, 2 rounds of single crochet. I have 2 stitches at the end of round 12, so I'm just going to do 1 and then color change at the end of round 12. So on that very last stitch, I pull up my original yarn, and then I'm going to grab the yarn that we're color changing to and pull that through. So rounds 13 through 14 are the same. We're just doing 2 rounds of single crochet with your stripe color for the bee. So 2 rounds of single crochet at the end of round 13 and 14, you should have 36 stitches again. So congratulations, by the way, we are more than halfway done with the body of your bee and about halfway done with the bee in general. So very exciting, we are almost there. Just 2 rounds of single crochet. Again, rounds 13 and 14 are 2 rounds of single crochet with the stripe color for the bee. For the end of round 14, you're gonna color change back to your original color. So I'm going to go ahead and color change back to yellow. and round 15 is going to be single crocheting all the way around in the bee color, so in yellow. So you're going to single crochet all the way around and have 36 stitches at the end of this round. However, I'm going to take a little pause from crocheting and go ahead and clip off the color change color, because you're not color changing anymore. You're finished with the whatever color you used for the stripe. In my case, it was this variegated yarn. And what I'm going to do, instead of leaving these loose inside the bee, I'm simply going to tie a little knot. So I'm going to pull at them, make sure they're tight, and I'm going to tie a knot with them. Just like that. And I'm going to do it a couple of times, just making sure it's nice and secure. And we don't have to leave these in or anything, since they're going to be in the inside of the bee. We can just leave them in there and they'll be hidden when we close up the bee. So that's how I tie off the color change. And then again, we're just doing round 15, which is single crocheting all around for 36 stitches. Okay, round 16 is going to be the very first round that we're decreasing. So I'm going to go ahead and use my stitch marker again, my piece of yarn, and pull that through. For round 16, it's going to be 4 single crochets decrease. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet, and the way that I decrease, I pull up the front loop of the stitch. So each stitch has 2 loops, and in crochet you'll sometimes hear the front loop only or the back loop only. So I believe this is invisible decreasing, where I only grab the back loop of both stitches, pull my yarn through, and then yarn over. You can decrease a different way if you prefer, but that's the way that I decrease. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4, decrease. So continue that all the way around. At the end of round 16, you'll have 30 stitches because you decreased 6 times. For round 17, you're gonna do 3 single crochet decrease, 3 single crochet decrease. So you're continuing that sequence all the way around. At the end of round 17, you'll have 24 stitches. So you do 1, 2, 3 single crochet decrease. So I'm going to do the very last decrease for round 17. I have 24 stitches around, and I think that this is a good time to pause, insert the safety eyes, and start stuffing. So I'm going to grab my safety eyes and fiber fill. Okay, so I have both safety eyes and backings. So I'm going to put those down and go ahead and play around with the bee and see where you like the eye placement the most. So I'm going to choose to put my eyes right here. So this is between rounds 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in between that round is the eye. So I'm gonna lock in the backs. Okay, perfect. And now I'm gonna grab some fiberfill and stuff the bee a little bit. So as you might have noticed, I do try to fluff my stuffing before putting it into the plush. And then the way that I stuff is I kind of put my thumbs in there and spread it out to the side to make sure that there's no gaps where the plush will kind of dip in afterwards if it wasn't stuffed enough. And then I do try to flatten the bottom to make sure that the face is gonna be nice and stuffed evenly, if that makes sense. So there's no dips in the face as well, so that's the way that I do that. So I do tend to take my time when I'm stuffing. I think it takes a little bit longer than people realize, just because if you want it to be nice and soft and not have little dents where there wasn't enough stuffing, it does take a little bit just to go thoroughly and stuff it, but it doesn't have to take too long. There we go. I think that's just perfect. So I'm gonna put the fiberfill to the side. We're gonna continue stuffing as we close. So I'm gonna grab my stitch marker and pull it through. Okay, now we're gonna do round 18. So for round 18 is gonna be 2 single crochet. So 1, 2, decrease, 2 single crochet, decrease. At the end of round 18, you'll have 18 stitches. So 1, 2, decrease. Continue that all the way around. Okay, we just finished round 18. Round 19 is going to be 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease. At the end of round 19, you should have 12 stitches left. So 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, and continue that all the way around. Again, you'll have 12 stitches left at the end. At the end of round 19, I'm going to pull up my yarn so I don't lose it and just finish stuffing. Insert any more fiberfill if you want it to be a little bit more plump. Make sure you're happy with the way that it's stuffed because the next round will be closing off. Okay, I'm happy with that. So with round 20, you're gonna decrease continuously all the way around. So decrease 6 times. At the end of round 20, you'll have 6 stitches left. So 1 decrease, the second, and then all the way around 6 times. At the very last decrease, I pull through, lost the little thread there. I pull through and then pull through again, and I'll cut off, leaving a good amount of excess yarn because we're gonna close off using a yarn needle. So there's the bee for now. Really cute. I think it's gonna be adorable. And right now we're gonna do the wings. The wings are very, very easy to crochet. It's 2 rounds. And I'm just using some white yarn. This is honestly kind of more like an off-white yarn, but I think it'll be just fine. So we're gonna start again with that magic ring. And we're gonna do 6 single crochet into the magic ring. So once we pull close that magic ring, we're gonna increase all around, but we're gonna do a half double crochet increase. So the way a half double crochet works, you yarn over your hook, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over again, pull through all the stitches. So since we're increasing, we're gonna go through that same stitch and do it again, yarn over, insert your hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, go through all 3 stitches. So that's a half double crochet increase. We did it twice, now we're gonna do it twice in the next stitch. Yarn over, insert hook, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3 stitches. So you're gonna do that all the way around. At the end, you're gonna have 12 stitches. Okay, and then once I finished my 12th half double crochet, I'm going to insert my hook and pull the yarn through on the following stitch. So this was the last half double crochet that I did. This is the next stitch. I'm just going to insert my hook, pull the yarn through, and then pull the yarn through one more time. And I'm going to again leave a good amount of yarn because we're going to need to sew this onto the bee. And I'm going to repeat this one more time and make the second wing. Okay, so we're all done crocheting. I'm going to move some of these things to the side. One of the supplies I did forget to mention that you'll be needing is a yarn needle. A metal or plastic one will do perfect, and if you would like to, you can use these little pins as well to help with the placement of the wing. Okay, so we're gonna close up the bee and thread the yarn through your needle. The way I like to close is to go through the front loop of each of the 6 stitches. Remember when we finished we had 6 stitches left? So I just pull through the front of each of the 6. And then I'm going to pull tight. And now I'm just going to pull my yarn through and try to have it to not be a little lump here. This is totally optional. I just try to not have it be pointed at the back where I pulled the yarn. I just hide it like that by going over it with the yarn. That's basically what I just did. And then I'm gonna do a little knot. Or maybe a big knot. So I'm gonna do a knot and then pull that inside of the bee by going through with my yarn needle. There we go. So there is the bee, and now we're gonna sew on the wings. Okay, so the wings do have the yarn left over from the beginning of the project when we did the magic ring. So what I like to do is tie a little knot with that small tail from the magic ring, just so it doesn't open up. So this part in the middle doesn't open up over time. So now I'm gonna use a couple of these pins and place the wings on the bee where I think it would be perfect. Okay, and honestly, it doesn't have to be 100% symmetrical. To be honest with you guys, I'm pretty sure my bees, the wings are never 100% symmetrical on them. It is handmade after all. So now I'm gonna weave my yarn through the needle and sew on the wing. So both of these were tails for one wing. I'm not sure if you saw. For example, this one, this is the little tail from the original, from the magic ring, and then this is the tail that we cut off once we finished the bee. So that's what both of these are. So I like to meet up both tails and tie a knot to them. And then grab that long tail again. Put it through the needle. And similar to what we just did, I'll push it through. Make sure it doesn't pull your wing. I'll push it through. And then I'll make another knot. And weave that knot inside the plush. There you go, and then I'll do that a second time. Okay, so here's the finished bee. I think it came out really cute. Personally, I really love the color combination, but I think it's so cute. Of course, you could finish this off by adding a little smile or adding little cheeks. It's totally up to you. You can even make this pattern using blanket yarn. Whatever type of yarn you prefer, your bee, I'm sure, will come out so adorable. If you do make this bee, be sure to tag me on Instagram or wherever you post it, Facebook. If you don't have any of that, you could always email me a picture. I would love to see it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you did, and if there are any other tutorials you would like to see for crocheting amigurumi. Thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!